Let's get after it.
Let's get after it.
Ooh, what a day. Look at, by the way, I'm dressed. Looks like fall has certainly arrived.
Oh yeah, I had layers on. I just came in from my 4 mile walk and I had a jacket with a hoodie and another jacket on top. But here's what I'll tell you. At 48 degrees outside, when you're walking and you're walking briskly and fast and for a long distance, you kind of warms you up inside. So I got my t-shirt on, my fantastic t-shirt on
Warms up
today.
my cockles. Well, welcome to
we got a great topic to talk about today, don't we, Steve?
We do. Party at the Summit, episode 14.
I think so.
14, and we've been strong every week. Thursday, 11 Eastern Standard Time. We want to show up, and I love the fact that we do this on video too, so that we can see each other. We can have a conversation. Most podcasts, they're just more audio and you can't see what's happening, but this is great because I can actually see your facial expressions and read the cues, so I know how I can feed off of what's been inspiring you to have conversation. So this works out extremely well, and today is a great topic. And let me say this, and I didn't think I was going to, but I'm going to anyway. We're sitting at September 23rd, and we've had some people asking, hey, how can I get more information? How can I get more of the content? How can I be more accountable to living through the ways of being self-integral, which we're talking about today, elevating my identity, working through the echo, that system, that format. And I'll tell you, this is the last opportunity we have for the 90-day transformation method, which is starting October 1st. So if this is something that you want to look into further, I'm going to suggest that you just check us out. You want the next 90 days, the last 90 days of 2021, I will say confidently, to be your healthiest, your strongest, your best, your most efficient 90 days, not only probably of this year, certainly, but probably for the last 10 years. Check out coachtrizek.com/transform. And I've been working diligently on making sure I have all the information on there so that you can make an educated decision, because it's not about being at the right place at the right time. It's about being the right person. And if you saw the video I posted yesterday, it's with commitment at the right place at the right time. So I just wanted to get that out there. So if you're listening to this, it gets your mind thinking, gets you in the right direction. So with that, today we are talking about fall. Like, it's already fall. Summer's now in the rearview mirror. It's fall 2021. And with the cooler weather, it seems people's mindsets shift a little bit. They're a little less about, hey, it's summery, let's go out to the boat, let's go to the beach, let's go do the summery things, the barbecues and the picnics. And I believe there's much more awareness to being like, all right, now it's time to focus on my self-care. It's time to focus more back on me because summer's over. And that's just how I've seen it over the last 25 years, being around healthy people, or at least people that desire to be healthier and happier, greater wellness. There's a shift in mentality from summer to fall. And this is such a great opportunity for us to talk about what the key component, at least one of the key components that you can lock into easily with simplicity, that's going to elevate the greatest version of you heading into this last quarter of 2021. So you alluded to it, Gayle, but I'll allow you to introduce what our topic's going to be and how we can best bring value to those that are showing up.
Well, case in point today, it's fall. Like 2 days ago, I'm doing my walk in a tank top and the sun's shining. Today it's raining. I wake up this morning and I had the privilege of waking up at 4:30, driving an hour to speak at an engagement in the driving rain. And, I'm focusing on the humans that I get to interact with, because I'm focusing on what I'm grateful for, not what's missing, not the light of day, not the dry weather. And then, so therein, here's my commitment. I'm in the middle, or we're closing in on the 90 days of our previous method. And I'm 83 days into running my half mile every day, and it's raining outside. And so I committed in front of 22 people that I would get my half mile in today. And so I think part of it, so do you fall off? Do you lose esteem and energy and wanting to get out because now it's really windy, it's 48 degrees, and it's still a little misty outside. So therefore, what are you going to do? And that's when the non-negotiable commitment comes in for me. It's like, I'm going to do it, but there are times when life happens and we do fall off the wagon, so to speak, of our commitments. And I think you had that hit you this week, Steve, and we talked about that. And it's not when you fall down, it's how quickly can you get back up, get back on the horse. You know, we had a little mishap here at the house. The wagon fell over. Literally, the tractor fell over, the blocks crumbled, and Steve got back on the wagon. He got back up. He kept building the wall. And it's how quickly can you get back up when you fall, so that you don't wallow in the limiting self-beliefs and doubts that creep into your mind. Well, if I didn't do it that time, then what's the use of me going on? So why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I certainly want to cover that, but I want to meet for those that are showing up here, I want to meet them where they're at real quick. I want to catch people up to speed as far as really what integrity is, and I feel people are attracted to what we're doing here because they are seeking a higher level. They're looking for expansion. They're seeking development. They're seeking growth, transformation, whatever that means to them. Now, everybody has a different definition of what transformation means, even what integrity means. So I'm just coming from a place saying, all right, we can't talk about transformation. We can't talk about change. We can't talk about elevation, expansion, evolving without having a conversation about integrity first. Because what happens is people get so concerned about all the things they need to do. Like right now, fourth quarter is around the corner here. Like, oh man, this is going to be it. Like, I'm ready to go the fourth quarter, whether they're doing the TM90 or they're doing their own thing or they're in another inspiring environment. They're like, focus on like all these things I need to do. Well, if you just slow down a second and said, it's not about the doing, because you already know what you're not doing that you need to be doing, or you're not doing it, but you know you need to be doing it. It's who do you need to be that's going to support you doing the things that you're not doing currently, but you know you should be doing. And the reason why people are where they are, let's just talk about health and fitness, because that's what primarily people are showing up for. They want greater wellness. They want a greater overall quality of life, is because they are not living through integrity. Like, that's just the truth. And then people get really irritated with me. Like, no, I'm very integral. Like I have great integrity. Well, first off, how do you define integrity? And if you can't come to your own table with how to define it with clarity and specificity, then you're always going to be chasing it like a dog chasing its tail. Like, you just don't know what you're actually going for, what your goal is, what your vision is. And that vision is what your purpose is. So think about here's how we define personal integrity. And this is personal integrity. It's you doing what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it, when no one else is watching. That's personal integrity. Now, I know, and I'm going to preface this by saying, I know that you're watching this and you have incredible integrity with everybody else in your life, everybody else in the world. You do the things that you say you're going to do with or for someone else. But when it comes to your commitment, I'll use that loosely, commitment, when you make this soft promise to yourself, you don't do it. You're not living in integrity, personal integrity. So then you have to step back and say, all right, where am I not meeting the expectations and promises that I've told myself I was going to do it? And when you said, Gayle, that you were in a room of 22 other humans, other people, and you had proclaimed, said, hey, I'm 83 consecutive days of moving my body. I'm running a half mile. I'm a half mile hustler. You made that commitment out loud. So you had this psychological support saying, I already made a public, I made myself publicly accountable. You're not going to let 22 other people down. Whether they're watching you run or not watching you run, you just know there's a frequency, there's an energy involved in you taking that action. But how many times have we told ourselves and said, hey, I'm going to get that run in later today? And you're saying it to yourself. It doesn't matter if it's spoken or if it's silent. And we discussed that in our time together with the TM90. So where is it in your life, in your health, in your fitness, in your nutrition, in your hydration, in your rest and recovery, in your overall quality of life? And of course, it expands into business and relationships and, spiritual. I mean, all these areas in your life. There's different thermostats and temperatures that we live through. But where in your fitness and your health are you not aligned to the promises that you've made to yourself? And that's the personal integrity that we're referring to. It's okay. I'm going to feel much better summing it up as this. It's all right. It's okay not to do something. It's okay not to do something, but it's not okay not to do something when you told yourself, whether spoken or silent, that you were going to do it. That's being non-integral. And that is damaging, and it's detrimental for our dignity. So as long as we can meet you there, and then now what happens is, all right, I get it. It's not about the doing, it's about the being. The ways of being, the characteristics that I choose to live in that are going to support and reinforce me doing the things that I know I need to be doing, and thus having the lifestyle that I desire to live. So let's go back to the question and say, hey, so let's say I am integral and I get it. I'm making strides. I have momentum. And we've all been there. Think about the first of the year. Think about the first of the year when 80% of people that create a resolution say, I'm going to get my health back. I'm going to create a greater quality of fitness for myself. And what do people do? They join a gym. They go purchase a set of dumbbells for their home. They go buy the latest edition of Jane Fonda.
Buy that new outfit.
Yeah, they're getting their workout clothes that they probably asked for Christmas because they anticipated that come Christmas, the 25th, I have another week to get prepared mentally. There's nothing worse than procrastinating and waiting another week after you get your workout clothes or you get that workout gear from Christmas Day. That's not a real decision. And then we're inspired. We're motivated. We work out, we do it. We're working out 9 days per week for 3 hours per day because we have this pull to become healthier. Though what happens? What percent of people, I already know this, the statistic in the health club industry, because I was there for 17 years. I've seen it all. What percent, Gayle, would you say of people that make a New Year resolution to enhance and elevate and expand their health and fitness and longevity? What percent of those people do you feel fall off after, let's say, 3 to 4 weeks? Let's just the end of January.
Gosh, I probably heard you say this over and over, but in my mind, it just comes to about 3% of the people will stick with it. So I'm going to say 97% will fall off and not stick with it.
Yeah, that's a really high percent, but I would say probably 85 to 90%.
Okay.
Depending on the demographic, of course, and such. But yeah, it's extremely high. And the reason that happens, and I'm going to get to the reason why this is going to be relative to your question. The reason why that happens is because from an identity level, the person that said, hey, I'm committing myself to the fitness program, to the nutrition plan, to the structured, organized lifestyle of going to bed at a certain time and waking up at a certain time so I can make sure I get my activities in, is that they truly believe from an identity level, which is self-image, which people don't look at it that way, is that they believe that they are not a person that sticks to things, especially when it comes to their health and fitness. So when you're from an unconscious level, you are a person that believes that you are not a person that's committed or is going to stick to something because history has proven it. Like, look at the last New Year resolution. Look at the one before that. Look at the time when summer came, when, 8 weeks before summer, oh, the beach bodies are coming out. It's time for the pool weather. And they get this ambition, and it's the false start. Another false start. They've never built the belief that they are a person of being committed, or being one that will honor themselves to stay with the consistency. So when you live from that place of who do I need to be, which characteristics do I choose to live through, it doesn't matter what you're doing. I'm gonna beat this with what's the old phrase? Like, beat it with a dead stick, or beat a horse with a dead stick, or whatever it is. Beat a stick with a dead horse? Is that what it is?
Beat a horse with beat a dead horse with a stick, maybe. I don't know. We must not use that phraseology very often.
Oh, no. But that's the reason that oftentimes I use this word only because people will resonate with it, but they feel stuck. They feel stuck because the doing is only as effective as the being doing the doing. So if you know that and you say, all right, well, how do you get back on when you fall out of integrity? Here's the key. So falling out of integrity would really, from this example, would be the 3rd or 4th week of January. Like, you fell out of integrity. All the hype, all the amplitude that you created the first of the year, you're ready to go. And then sure enough, 3 weeks, 4 weeks into the new year or January, you're back to your old habits again. You're back to what feels comfortable. And it's simply because you never chose or even had the awareness to modify or alter your identity. But with identity comes integrity. A way of being from an identity level is being self-integral. Meaning, when I tell myself or think to myself, even with confidence, with this sense of apprehension, I'll just say, we'll use confidence, say, you know what, I'm in it. I'm ready to go. And you don't do it. You fall out of integrity. Then we tell ourselves, well, if I didn't do it today, then you know what? What's the point of doing it tomorrow? The key is this. When you fall out of integrity, personal integrity, and let's say that proverbial horse you fall off, or you fall off the bike, you just need to have awareness, say, all right, I was out of integrity, and now I'm going to get back on the bike, get back on the horse, get back into integrity, because by me staying out of integrity and going into a rabbit hole or a downward spiral, there's nothing integral about that. So the example that my personal example was, I have a personal commitment. It's a power promise. Okay, it's a small commitment that I make every day as a promise keeper through our 90-day transformation method, is through movement, and everyone commits to a small movement that they can do every single day. What we do every day matters more than what we do every so often to create integrity momentum.
Mhm.
There's nothing more powerful. Very few things that are more powerful than integrity momentum. The zero effect. What you do every day. Living through that to create a unconscious, subconscious, or interchangeable new developed pattern, behavior, or habit. I committed to riding 2 miles on my bike, 2 miles every day. Bonus 4 miles. I'm not going to get to what the bonus is for those opportunities on the scoreboard, but the fact to do 2 miles, I did that for 82 consecutive days until Tuesday, whereas you had alluded to, it's like life got in the way. I had projects I was working on. I was creating some content. I was putting together new material for our next 90-day launch. Then I'm like, oh, I have to coach a baseball game. I get to choose a baseball game. And so with that, I create rosters and schedules, and then we have the game, and then I have to eat my meals throughout the day to keep fueled up and hydrated. So these things compacted. So what I told myself was, hey, I'll do it after the baseball game, which I've done a handful of times after an event. And then it dawned on me, I committed to a baseball meeting with the coaches that I forgot about. So I can't break my word with them to be on this coaches meeting, which he said was going to be a 10-minute meeting and end up being an hour. And so my mind, my body just became exhausted. The excuse became stronger than the reason on Tuesday, is the truth. But I can accept that. But what I didn't do was I didn't wallow in pity. I didn't shame myself for it. I just said, all right, I don't earn the points on the scoreboard. I already I didn't use this as validation, but I already have 200 plus miles in for the month because we're riding hard for Hug Your People.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, hugyourpeople.org/donate, make your donation. We only have 8 days left. And so I just got right back into it. The next day I said, all right, chalk it up. It's never a loss when you can draw a lesson out of it. The lesson was get it done earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that it's created a priority in your day. It was helpful there was no baseball yesterday. It helped out, but that's the whole point is, I believe, did you put this in the title, Gail, saying that we're not 100% integral all the time?
Yes, I did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's unrealistic. It's impossible to be 100% integral all the time. You can strive for that. There's no such thing as perfection, only excellence. Become excellent in your word by honoring it to the greatest of your capabilities. So,
oh, and my watch just went off for time. So let's wrap this.
did I just eat all the time up?
Yeah, and it tasted really great, Steve.
It was delicious.
Here's what I'll leave you with. When I talked today to this group of people, I reminded myself that, the integrity momentum starts with the first day, and then the first week, and then the second week, the third week, the fourth week, the 12th week. And I know you owe it to yourself to discover what that integrity momentum looks like for your life. And it could be that one small commitment. Maybe it's just drinking a little more water. That's where I started. It was going from 8 ounces a day to 32. Can you do 32? And then increasing from there. Do that one. What's that one small thing? Maybe it's in your meditation or your mindfulness. Maybe that's, and I'll close it out with meditation and mindfulness. Spend some time there. Maybe it's in exercise. Take that 10-minute walk. Do that small thing that you said you were going to do and build your integrity momentum there. Maybe it's in your diet, in your nutrition, make wise choices. Maybe not every day you make a wise choice, but don't let that derail you from making the wise choice the next meal that you serve yourself. And then you alluded to it earlier, is rest and recovery, your sleep. So what are your meds and the RX, your relationships, and the X to the 0 power, X to the 90th power, X to the 10,000th power, but create your own winning streak and feel the confidence. Hey, if I can do that for 2 weeks, what else can I do? And you discover that what else leads to something else and something else. And you feel that transformation within start to take place in your own life. And I want you to own that transformation for you, because we only have one life to live, and we deserve to live the happiest, healthiest, best version of ourselves. Even if you start late, like I did, it doesn't matter. Just start and build that momentum.
Love it. Yeah. We never have another opportunity to make this day great or live it the way that we really desire to live it. So make today count. And if you're having some challenges, because maybe there's a ton of things, like you can probably rattle off, like if I ask somebody, Gayle, hey, tell me 10 great qualities that you have. People really struggle to identify and share and express qualities that are great within them. But if I ask them, hey, give me a list of things that you would need improvement on, they can give me 100 things. They can give me 100 things that they know, like this, and they're very, very judgmental, very critical of themselves. And if you really want to make an impact in your own life, and if we're asking you to say, hey, just make one simple promise to yourself, I'm going to suggest that you make that commitment to yourself within the first 5 or 10 minutes of your morning. How you start your day is how you're going to end your day. Meaning, are you one that tends to hit the snooze button? Are you one that wakes up in worry or fear? And by the way, you can commit to the quality of thinking you want to have. What if you just committed to saying, instead of thinking fear, worry, which will be an automatic thought, you can't change that. You can't control what you think. You are the thinker of your thoughts, but you can alter the thoughts that you have. So what if you even said, hey, I'm going to commit to expressing what I'm grateful for before my feet hit the floor in the morning, regardless of whatever my first thought is. Maybe on your alarm, maybe you've used your iPhone for your alarm. Just say, hey, what are you grateful for? So that when you do click it out, it's like, oh, that's right. I need to go express what I'm grateful for in the day. So just some insight, just some thought. This is your life, and you're going to interpret whatever we're discussing the way you want to interpret it. And that's the beautiful thing about it. Whatever you take away of it is what you take away of it. Gayle, thank you. Today is our friend's anniversary, by the way.
I saw that. 2 years, Steve. Imagine what you and I have accomplished in 2 years in our friendship. I thought 22 groups. Did we probably just start 22 groups just by ourselves?
Somewhere down the road, I mean, they accumulate, right? It's no different than taking a daily action.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how many miles you've put in by running a half mile every day.
Yeah.
You're thinking like, wow, gosh,
42 miles so far.
Yeah, so like I've almost ran 50 miles. We've been in 22 groups together on Facebook. It's one step at a time that becomes accumulated to the quality of life that you're currently living, or you choose to live. So show me what your habits are and I'll predict your future. But that habit needs to begin now, not by doing it, but by being it first and then allowing that to support what you're going to do. So when your discipline fails, because I'm certainly not disciplined all the time. When your discipline fails, your habits will take over. The question is, what habits through your personal integrity are you living through? That's the question.
Mm. And on that note, hold that pose. Hold that pose. Yeah. All right.
All right.
What a fun day.
It is.
Go out and make it a day worth repeating because you deserve it.
That's right. Hey, let's get together tomorrow and let's celebrate our friend's anniversary.
Okay, let's go on a bike ride.
All right. Thanks, Gayle. Thanks, everyone. And we'll see you in the next episode.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's go. We're out.